The movie opens with an appearance of Bryan Mills, who is a former CIA operative. He buys a karaoke device for the 17th birthday of his beloved daughter Kim. He then goes to the luxurious mansion where the birthday event is happening. In the party, Bryan meets with his ex-wife Lenore, who is not happy on his arrival.
I just wanted to give Kim her present.
Still having trouble following the rules, I see.
Dad!
Oh, my darling.
A karaoke machine?
Well, I figured she wants to be a singer.
When she was 12, Bryan.
One for the book.
Oh, we have a professional photographer.
Big smile, sweetie.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Hey, Bryan.
Stuart?
You gonna join us for lunch?
I just wanted to be here to wish her a happy birthday.
Good to see you, Bryan.
You too.
Bryan becomes jealous to see his daughter happy with her stepfather because she leaves the gifts gifted by Bryan and runs towards the horse. Bryan is at his house, smiling as he looks through the old photo album of Kim. Suddenly, his three friends arrive and tell him that his ex-wife Lenore neither talks to him nor pays attention to him. They assure him not to worry about it. Even though Kim is not present, they decide to celebrate her birthday together. They start talking about their days as agents.
Lenny still got a hard on for you?
She's not Lenny anymore. She's Lenore.
How's Kimmy?
Good. She's good.
Does she appreciate the fact that you've given up your life?
What a life, huh?
Huh?
I promised her I would never miss a birthday.
Yeah, that went down well at Langley, huh? Where did you say your next posting was after that? The Arctic Circle? My point is, we have an open space. Say the word, it's yours.
Sam Gilroy gives Bryan a job to take a singer to a concert and bring her back home safely.
Tomorrow. Good night, guys.
Yeah.
The next day, they take the singer to the concert without any trouble. During the concert, Bryan calls his daughter Kim and plays the song for her on the phone from the security room. Kim likes it and agrees to have lunch with Bryan. As Bryan is taking the singer back home, a man suddenly attacks the singer.
Who left that gate open? Bryan, get her out of here! Go.
You're safe now.
Bryan handles the situation easily. He safely takes the singer back to her house. After the task is done, Sam gives the reward money and divides it among them. The next day, Bryan is waiting for Kimberly at lunch, but Lenore also comes along with her. Bryan finds out that Kimberly wants to go to Paris with her friend Amanda. He realizes that Kim needs his signature on the consent letter to travel because she is underage. Bryan refuses to sign because he thinks Kim is too young to go. However, Kim feels that Bryan is stopping her on purpose.
Don't make a big deal out of this, Bryan. Just sign the paper.
Dad, please.
I don't think a 17-year-old should be traveling alone.
I'm not gonna be alone.
Two 17-year-olds.
Amanda's 19.
How about if I go along? You won't even know I'm there. I'm very good at being invisible. There's something else.
I don't want anything else.
Kim.
You sacrificed our marriage in the service of the country. You made a mess of your life in the service of your country.
I'm not comfortable putting my daughter at risk.
You're pathetic.
The next day, Bryan goes to the mansion of Kim's stepfather and gives the signed consent letter to Kim. However, he sets 3 conditions for giving his permission. First, Bryan insists that he will personally take Kim to the airport. Second, she must call him immediately after she lands in Paris. Third, Kim has to call Bryan every night to update him about her status and provide her current address. Bryan is taking Kim's luggage out of the car when he suddenly notices a European map with several city names circled. Realizing that Kim is not just going to Paris, but plans to visit different cities across Europe.
She's not just going to Paris.
I know.
She lied to me.
Yes, because she can't be honest with you. Stuart got her the tickets. We've arranged for her to stay in the best hotels.
Best hotels. You have no idea what the world is like.
Yes, and
Lenore.
neither will she, unless she goes out and experiences it. Let her live, or I promise you'll lose her.
Kim.
Kim and Amanda land in Paris and excitedly start taking photos of each other. While doing so, they meet a boy named Peter who offers to help them take better pictures. Acting friendly and charming, Peter cleverly gets all their personal information, such as where they are staying and their plans, without raising any suspicion from Kim or Amanda. Bryan becomes very upset when he does not receive a call from Kim as promised. Peter drops the girls off at their apartment and carefully notes the address and location. As Kim and Amanda enter the apartment, Peter steps aside and makes a phone call saying, 2 girls, 5th floor, around 18 years old. It becomes clear that Peter is not a trustworthy person and has sinister intentions. Kim asks Amanda that her cousin was supposed to pick them up at the airport, and Amanda explains that her cousin is in Spain. She adds that they will be living here alone. They then start playing music and enjoy each other's company. Bryan is very upset in the US because Kim is not answering his calls. The next day, Kim calls Bryan back, and as he scolds her for not responding to his phone calls, Kim suddenly notices that someone has entered her house and kidnapped Amanda. In a hurry, Bryan grabs his briefcase, connects his phone to different devices, and urgently asks Kim who she met after arriving in Paris.
Yes, Peter.
Peter? Peter who?
I don't know.
An American?
No.
Did he know where you were staying?
I'm scared.
I know you are. Stay focused, Kimmy. You have to hold it together.
I'm in the bathroom.
Go to the next bedroom. Get under the bed. Tell me when you're there. Now, the next part is very important. They're going to take you. Shout out everything you see about them. Hair color, eye color, tall, short, scars. Anything you see, you understand? Remember, concentrate.
Ani bre shtash, Marko, ani.
Must be. If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. But if you don't, I will find you. And I will kill you.
Good luck.
Bryan sends the conversation with Kim to Sam for analysis. Bryan then arrives at the house of Kim's stepfather and asks him to prepare a plan to get him to Paris. Suddenly, Bryan receives a call from Sam. Sam tells him that the goons were speaking in Albanian to each other. Based on Kim's description, Sam identifies the leader of the goons as Marco, a powerful figure in the trafficking world.
The specialty of the groups coming out of this area is trafficking in women.
What else?
You have a 96-hour window from the time she was grabbed
To what?
to never finding her.
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
Once he lands in Paris, he goes straight to the apartment where Kim and Amanda were staying. Inside the apartment, Bryan checks the room and finds the girls' bags. He starts to visualize the moments when the girls were kidnapped, trying to piece everything together. His thoughts lead him to the window where Kim was standing when she made the call. As he stands there, he notices Kim's broken phone. He picks it up and, to his relief, finds a memory card inside. Bryan attaches the phone to some devices and starts browsing through the pictures on the card. He finds numerous photos of Amanda and Kim. In one of the photos, Bryan notices the reflection of Peter. He carefully studies the image, zooming in to get a clearer view. The photo reveals that, at the airport, Peter is using his manipulative tactics to get the girls to share a taxi with him, all while trying to obtain their address.
Excuse me.
Bryan meets with his old friend Jean, who works for the French intelligence, and asks for his help. Bryan urgently needs to find the Albanians involved in the human trafficking operation. He asks Jean for their location, and though Jean warns him about how dangerous these people are, Bryan insists that Jean only provide the address, leaving the rest to him.
She and her friend were marked by a spotter at the airport. Albanians took her.
How do you know this?
I'm retired, not dead. I will tear down the Eiffel Tower if I have to.
Don't forget who you're talking to.
I thought I was talking to a friend.
They showed up from the east 6-7 years ago. 15, 20 of them. Now there are hundreds. The best place to start is Porte de Clichy.
After some time, he gets information about one girl who might know something, so Bryan goes to the location where the girl is working for them and starts speaking with her. However, Anton, the girl's handler, becomes very angry when he notices Bryan conversing with the girl, wasting their time. Anton is about to attack Bryan, but Bryan, in a clever move, quickly places a device on Anton. Bryan knows that Anton is Albanian and a member of Marco's gang, so he uses this trick to his advantage, knowing that the device will help him eavesdrop on their conversations. Afterward, Bryan sits in his car with Gregor, who has the skill to translate the language. He translates the conversation between Anton and his associates, revealing crucial information about the gang operations and plans. Bryan listens closely as Gregor translates the conversation, revealing that the Albanians are working at a construction site, and they are discussing a man who might have valuable information information. Bryan instructs Gregor to leave the car and hand over his dictionary. Bryan now heads to the construction site, where he observes a group of people standing in front of a trailer, waiting in line. He blends in with the crowd and takes a ticket from the person at the entrance.
Oh! Where did you get this?
I'm good.
Hey! Come on.
Sydney!
Hey, Schmidt!
Bryan finally reaches a hotel and books a room. His priority now is to get information about the jacket and find out if it belonged to his daughter. While he is at the hotel, Bryan receives a call from Jean, who wants to meet in a public area. However, Bryan, still suspicious of Jean and his loyalty, refuses to meet him. He no longer trusts Jean and chooses to handle the situation on his own. Jean tells Bryan that his chief has given the orders to arrest him. As they continue their conversation, Bryan realizes that the French police have traced his phone to pinpoint his location. However, Bryan, being clever and resourceful, quickly thinks on his feet. He plays a trick with his phone to prevent them from tracking him.
Come on, 7 dead bodies, 3 in hospital, a building destroyed.
I'm trying to save my daughter. And it was a trailer, not a building.
The girl in the hotel room wakes up, and Bryan quickly asks her about the jacket belonging to Kim. Bryan listens carefully and, using the new information, follows the clues to find the location. When Bryan arrives at the house, he takes out a visiting card, which, to his advantage, has the name Jean on it. He decides to lie to the man he meets there, claiming to be a French police officer. Bryan presents himself as part of an official investigation, and he asks the man to allow him to meet with his boss.
That weapon? You're holding it. Black, 1 sugar, please. I'm here to negotiate the rates.
We already negotiated the rate with Mr. Macron.
Nice coffee. We have you under satellite surveillance, 24 hours a day. Our costs go up, your costs go up. It's only logical. By the way, which one of you is Marco?
We are all Marco.
That's the game you want to play. The rate just went up 10%. You come to this country, take advantage of the system, and think because we are tolerant, we are weak and helpless.
How much?
20%. And you have my word it'll not go up. For a year. You've made a very good investment, gentlemen. A friend gave this to me. It's Albanian. You mind translating it?
Good luck.
Good luck.
You don't remember me. I told you I would find you.
After the fight, Bryan checks the rooms of all the men, but Kim is not among them. In one of the rooms, Bryan discovers the dead body of Amanda. Bryan tortures Marco by giving him electric shocks. Marco eventually tells him that his daughter has been sold to Patrice St. Clair.
Where is she? Well, I don't have any more time to waste. St. Clair. St. Clair. St. Clair. Is that a person? A place?
I don't know. Please! I don't know! Please! Please!
I believe you, but it's not going to save you.
Bryan then goes to Jean's house and confronts him, asking if he was involved in the kidnapping of the girls. Jean, in response, points a gun at Bryan, but Bryan cleverly disarms him by taking out all the bullets from his own gun.
I was just telling Bryan how nice it's been since you left the old job for the new one.
It's been nice coming home every night, seeing your kids, knowing they're safe. Mr. McCon. You know it?
Oh, Henry!
I got to the bottom of it, Jean-Claude. I know everything. Are you involved?
Involved in what? What are you two talking about?
I would help you as long as it didn't cause trouble for me.
Who is Patrice St. Clair?
I don't know.
That's what happens when you sit behind a desk. Now, Patrice St. Clair. Please apologize to your wife for me.
He knocks Jean unconscious and assumes his identity to gain access to a party hosted by St. Clair. Upon arriving, Bryan quickly realizes that the party is a cover-up for a much darker operation. In the basement of the building, girls are being auctioned off. To his shock and anger, Bryan sees that the last girl up for auction is his daughter, Kim. Furious, Bryan pulls out a gun and points it at the man in charge, demanding that he buy the girl at any price.
450, 450,000, 500, 500 sold.
Move.
You would never get away with this.
When he regains consciousness, he finds himself hanging by a pipe with Patrice St. Clair standing in front of him. Bryan tells him that he is Kim's father, but Patrice coldly responds that business is business and that Kim is now sold permanently. Patrice orders his men to kill Bryan and walks away.
There's a boat by the quay. It wasn't personal.
Patrice tells him about a boat departing from the bay, where Kim is being taken. Bryan reaches the boat, kills the men guarding it, and finds out that the girls are being sold to a sheikh.
عن 3.
We can
Kim runs into her father's arms, crying with relief. Bryan takes Kim back to the U.S., where she reunites with her mother, Lenore. Lenore thanks Bryan for saving their daughter. To make Kim happy, Bryan then takes her to meet her favorite singer, fulfilling her dream and bringing her joy.